Good afternoon. Not a question. Shall I have your contact numbers, please?
I have given my coordinates in the LinkedIn. I can share it through Shanmugam. I'll share it. No problem.
Okay.
Any comments on this whole business model thinking, or any comments on the way of building brands? Huh? The way which I was sharing.
Dhanasekaran again.
Yes.
Okay. My question is, you might have come across so many experimentation which failed. Okay, I am more interested in knowing the don'ts. Okay, all we have heard is the do's.
Yeah. See, I partially have answered when I talked about the customer segment. No? So when you do your business value proposition or whatever, you're taking a position that I want to create certain business. First thing you should do is define what you are not supposed to do, or in the customer segment, for instance, which customer segment you don't want. See, you have to start from customer. You should not start from your activity. First, you define the customer. It can be a B2B customer or it can be a B2C customer. While you define the customer, ensure that the fringe customer is removed from the list. Once the fringe customers are removed and the main customer, core customers retained, then whatever activities you have to do to meet the core customer is what you are supposed to do. You don't start with the activity, you start with the customer. That's how it is. Who is the customer? Accordingly, I'll do my activity. So not to do is nothing to do with the individual, it is to do with the customer. If the customer wants certain things, if the customer wants ABC, don't waste time on DEF. So it all depends upon your clarity of customer. Typically, people do things which they are not supposed to do, not because they only like to do it. It's not that. They are not clear about the customer need. Because they are not clear about the customer need, they keep on doing things which they think customers will want.
Mr. Vasanta Kumar, I have
I don't know whether I've answered the question.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is hello. Can I pick your brain?
Go on.
Okay. One of the problems that small enterprise we face is attracting talents. So, I mean, you wear all the hats because today, I mean, my feeling is that the threshold of 100 crore is required to attract the right talents. And, first, the company's brand is very important to attract the right talent. Branding the company is more important than branding the product. Otherwise, you can't attract the right team. I mean, I would like to know your comment on that.
No, normally, that is not the way it is. If you see successful startups, how they are able to do. No startup is having the turnover which you're talking about, but still they are able to attract talent. Normally, when you are small, when you're beginning, first is you should have personal credibility. You should have your own standing. See, you have not all of us, you are not starting entrepreneurship on day one out of college. No, there is certain number of years we have put in career or initial business before you do on your own. In that period, what is your credibility? Were you able to create impact? Whether you are able to create value for any of your colleagues, team members, that personal reputation comes. People join a company first, 50-60% of the reason is the immediate boss whom they are going to work with. First, they'll look at that. Second thing is, what is the purpose of the company? Why the company should survive over the next 20 years? That you have to justify. Why this product is going to be in demand for the next 10 years, 20 years. They will look at that. Once they know that the boss is inspiring and the product or offering is going to really grow in the next 10, 20 years, then comes the brand. what is a brand, what is a company and all. Now, as I told earlier, when I talked about advertisement, the weakness of the product potential and the weakness of the leadership cannot be compensated by a brand. Okay, if there is a strong leadership and a strong product proposition, then even if the company name is not that much popular, talent will come. It's important to do sharpshooting. Initially, first 5 years, never had, first 3 years, I never had HR head. I was the HR head. I directly interviewed people because they have to see the face of the CEO before joining. I mean, is this making sense?
Yes. A lot of sense.
Yeah.
We are all in that zone. So wonderful.
And unfortunately, there's no shortcut. This is a hard way. You have to build your reputation the hard way, and you have to get your product. That's why this business model will help to fine tune your product strategy. And it's easy to explain also. This business, any product proposition can be explained in 5 minutes using this business model. You're able to explain it in 5 minutes to the prospect. Now he will buy it.
The cost structure, the culture, everything may be different product to product, isn't it?
Correct.
Just asking. Yeah.
Product to product and size business also. See, when you are in a startup, I'll give example of Easy Buy. When we started Easy Buy, we cannot hire anybody beyond 5 lakh salary. And the industry norm is 20 lakhs. So what we did is, we recruited a number 2 or number 3 in the hierarchy and told them, you come at 5 lakhs, in the next 5 years, you will, your salary will be more than double. So younger talent with less experience was taken, and then, but with a lot of hunger, and then grown. So depending upon the size which you can afford. Otherwise, there are companies at the startup stage, they take 6-7 vice presidents, saying that they are going to be big in the next 5 years. What will happen is each vice president, first of all, their listening ability will be limited since they have achieved, and then this is a small business. They will have their own thing. It's difficult to align them only. And second thing, your business is not going to take off on day one. And every month giving salary and making them feel interested is again a big problem. So they will end up having high cost structure with misaligned team members, and you will never be able to successfully grow.
And
So each stage you have to pick up the right team, give the right reason, and then let them go. Let them go with their role.
And to create ownership, do you suggest stock options?
See, stock options come last. First is the CEO or the leadership inspiring enough? See, first of all, the company should be alive to encash stock option. No? Otherwise, it's a piece of paper. No? Stock option is nothing but a piece of paper. It has no value if the company doesn't survive or the product doesn't survive. So first is the leadership, strong leadership you should establish. That's why you take the right people. You should show the right team member along with you. They should believe that this team is going to make it. Second thing is your product business proposition should be so sound, clear, and you should be able to map out the next 3 years, 5 years, what you want to do. Once these two are given, when they come, obviously they will expect the right compensation. There, for compensation, you can do a dual. You can say your compensation is X if you join us, but it will become 3X through stock option 3 years from now, 4 years from now. Then that is the final icing on the cake. That cannot compensate the gaps in product or leadership. But you may have to give it based on competitive context. Yeah. If you have a good R&D talent, you have to give a long-term incentive. Otherwise, that talent will get poached in no time.
Like royalty?
No, you're talking about royalty or loyalty?
No, do you give royalty on the product developed? You say strong R&D.
Yeah.
Do you give a royalty on the product developed or something like that? So that
no. See, product development, I mean your own R&D you will have to meet your needs of the customer. I'm talking about that.
The problem with small company like ours face is that very few people are ready to burn midnight oil. They are like, they are happy 9 to 5 jobs.
No, that is why
fire in the belly.
No. That is why hiring is a difficult thing. It's not easy to get the right attitude. But India is full of talent. There are people who are ready to burn midnight oil. It is to find them and you have to hunt them down. You have to hunt them down literally, and give them a purpose on why they should join you.
Yeah.
It may require multiple meetings. You have to find the right characters. You cannot just go to Naukri and select people. It's not. It's now very specialized. You have to go through network. Network always helps. And normally a team member joining, if the team member is really happy with it, that team member will get 2 more team members.
Okay.
That's how you build it.
Okay.
And you should participate in the industry network. There are a lot of networks where you can connect and get the talent. You may be ready, you should be ready to bring talent from another industry and train them to your industry. There are many industries where the growth potential is low. Like when I shifted from FMCG was growing by 5-6%, whereas branded apparel was growing by 40%. So I switched over from 6% industry to 40% industry. And today e-commerce is 100%. So depending, you should be willing to shift industry and train them.
Okay.
You should be willing to train them.
Yeah. Got it.
Then you'll get loyalty. Plug and play, people ready to burn midnight oil and all is very difficult. Why will they do it? They'll go to comfort of known
Exactly.
company, no? When they are not certain about the leadership, they'll go to a company with a known brand or a known company name.
What is your idea on finding people, superannuated people who are, fresh out of top thing, because now they are full of energy, they are full of knowledge, and then would like to do something, but do you think as consultants,
demand cannot determine the supply. Supply cannot determine the demand. Just because certain talent is free and ready to do, that doesn't mean they are appropriate. You judge based on the individual merit. There are people superannuated who are willing to work. Check it out. I'm not saying no. But one thing, whatever references you create your references, then you should then form a team of such people. You cannot have 3 people superannuated and 3 people young. They won't blend as a team. You should be clear which way you are going. Then you create a whole cohort of highly driven superannuated people. Then you build it. That is different. That's why supply cannot decide your strategy, your talent strategy. Your need should determine the talent strategy. And talent is everything now. They are saying now that today engineering colleges are now without students because the employability of engineers are very, very poor now. Single digit they are saying.
No, actually we try to recruit engineers. They're pathetic. We actually want to recruit engineers, but we find, they're not ready to work.
That is why it is tough. It is tough. Then you may have to, sometimes in retail, no, you have seen this Pothys and all. They go and recruit in their villages, give housing, and then create loyalty.
Yes.
You have to find your own solutions.
Correct.
Maybe government is having apprenticeship programs and all. You may have to bring talent from tier 3 and make them go apprenticeship. And the problem is loyalty after that.
Yeah.
See, you may do everything. They may stick on 6 months and may change. Okay. So that is why fundamentally your company's growth and leadership should justify the loyalty. You cannot take any bond. It's not going to work.
Thank you.
So that is
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. We are now we are new startup company, Eco Plus Packaging. We are doing sustainable packaging boxes. Actually, the problem we are facing is to identify the prompt customer, whom to serve. That is the area we are lagging. Actually, we thought there will be a wide doors open, but still people are thinking of cost, various factors that to be seen before they switch on to a sustainable packaging.
See, this whole sustainability, green, eco-friendly and all is not easy in India. It's like our approach to charity.
Okay.
charity is a good behavior as long as somebody else is doing it. They don't want to do it. So like that, sustainability is good as long as somebody else, because somebody, if they do, it's good for environment. No, but they don't want to do that. So that is the mentality people have. What you may need to do is start from scratch, find out where this sustainability is being demanded. Certain product categories, sustainability will be demanded because of government regulations or because of the end customer. From there, you may have to work back and find out the type of industries sustainability is going to be helpful, and then do your product. That's why I said you cannot start from product. You have to start from the customer. You have to narrow down to the customer groups where sustainable packaging is very critical. Maybe some customers with international exporters who may need a sustainable packaging. You have to find out which industry segments sustainability is critical.
We are actually we are food based industry, sir. It is food packaging industry. So
Then you check with retailers. There are some international retailers who will not like to stock products without sustainability. So from there you have to drill down.
okay,
So the
okay.
end customer, start seeing the end retailer who wants it. Then those products, find out which are the manufacturers who are doing packaging, and to them you have to market yours.
Should we concentrate on I don't know, should we we are actually manufacturers, so should we concentrate on retailers or the end customers, sir?
See, your buyers are the retailers and the private label producers and all that. But they do it to meet the end customer needs. So you should have knowledge about the end customer, what they like or don't like. Accordingly, those industry uses, you should work backwards to retailer or private label manufacturers, private label buyers, and for them you have to produce. So it's you have to go down to the next level, understand, and then approach the prospects. Without
Okay.
understanding the end customer, if you approach the prospect, they will confuse you. They will say, give me at a price which is equal to a non-sustainable packaging. You will end up getting into all those issues. They will not be willing to give value for it. The value is created by the end customer. No, find out from that end customer what is the value he is expecting. That you have to voice it to your buyer, saying that if the end customer wants this, why are you not willing to cater to that? We are
Okay,
ready to give you. So you have to do that one down. You have to go down to the third level.
okay, sir. And also the channels you have been speaking about the channels, sir.
Very important. Channel is very important. You may have to get the right channels. Sometimes even a direct channel helps. Now with e-commerce, B2B, you can even open direct channel to the end consumers. You can also look at export as a channel. You can even get into franchisees or licensors who can sell your products. So you should have different multiple channels to spread your business, because your business, any business needs multiple customer segment and multiple channels. If you go for a single customer segment and single channel, so you are always vulnerable.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
We are supplying minerals and waste peppers procured from the international regions like Dubai, Oman, and other regions, and supplying it to the mills and cement manufacturers here in Chennai, Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So that is one business. And IT also, I have good experience on IT side, and I am my own IT company. So one of the e-commerce website only I'm talking about, which we built for one of the online clothing business retailers. So they are struggling a lot to get the customers inside. So
see, I will try to answer both separately. One is the mineral B2B. It's a procurement you are doing. Okay.
Yeah, procurement.
Now there are you are doing a wholesale procurement. There are procurement SaaS company. In fact, I'm mentoring one of the procurement SaaS company. Okay. Now there are procurement SaaS companies who has direct linkages with the end customer. Okay. And they also have linkage with the suppliers. They ensure that the supplier are of quality. You need quality supplier, because in all this B2B, reliability is very important. In fact, consistent availability is more important than price of 1 or 2 rupees here there. Because if the supply gets cut, their production gets stalled. Okay. So you should ensure your value proposition is I want to give you 100% reliability at a competitive rate. If you are able to get those minerals imported at competitive rate, but with 100% reliability because you have direct contact with the vendors, then you approach suppliers, approach manufacturers who value reliability. Maybe you may have to approach the end customer, end manufacturer. For him or her, if the supply is disrupted even for a day, production goes on to a halt. So with such people, they will not bother about the price, and they will also, you have to, then if you are want them to list in your web, suppose you have a website, SaaS website, where you have to make them list or make them scroll through your vendor base. I'm sure they'll do it. If the end purpose is served by you doing it, they'll do it.
Okay.
If their end purpose is increased reliability and better cost, definitely they'll come to your website or marketplace and then spend time. But if they are not confident about both in your platform, then they will not do it. This is for the minerals part. The other part of single brand, some branded, clothing brand, you said, no, private label, whatever. Clothing not coming to your site. See, getting walk-in in a site is very, very difficult in clothing.
And we don't. One note I would like to provide.
Most 99.9% of the customers will go into popular websites. No, they'll go to Amazon, Flipkart, Reliance, popular one. Own website is very, very less. So that is why even if you build a site, they may not come. You should not sell the site for getting business sales. You should tell them that the site is required to establish them as a brand. So you should first understand what is the need which you can successfully meet. You can, through individual websites, you cannot increase sales. Sales will generally come through the common channel. But if a person builds a site, you should tell them that they can become a brand. They'll get noticed. See, tomorrow they can sell their brand to one of the. There are companies who are buying brands, no? What do you call D2C platforms who are buying small and medium brand and making it bigger. If they build a good site, they'll get noticed and their image also goes up. So it's more image and noticeability that you have to tell them, not sales. For sales, they can go to the marketplace. So you should understand what is the need which you can meet. You cannot meet a sales need through a website.
Okay.
So then that's why I said, understand the customer pains. What is a pain? Understand the customer gain. Understand the customer jobs. Accordingly, you position your offering. Otherwise, simply saying I'll do a good website for you is only you're talking from product point of view, not from the customer's purpose point of view. You have to understand what is the purpose and how well this can solve the purpose.
Okay. So in this kind of scenario, you explained about the business model canvas and all, right?
Yes.
Will that helpful to?
Very helpful. First, you know that square peg in a round hole. That's what is right now happening. Find out what is the customer pain, gain, and what are the customer jobs. Why he wants a website. Okay. What are the pains he is undergoing in selling his merchandise. Okay. All that. Then you understand what is the offering which you can do, which can solve his problems.
Okay.
You may figure out that this website development will not solve his sales problem. It will solve only his image problem.
Okay.
Or his marketability as a company. His company needs to be marketable. His valuation of the company. It will be better if he has a website. So you should approach it like that, saying that I'll help you to improve your company valuation. You'll get better partners. You'll get better loan facilities. You'll get better reception. You'll get better buyers as a company also.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So you should not get into the sales angle. Sales angle means your position is weak. People will not buy from individual websites. They go to marketplace.
Got it, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We have launched, I live in Malaysia. So there's a e-commerce platform called Lazada here.
Right.
We've launched a brand of tissue products, which is in the FMCG category.
Right.
And we are competing against established brands in the marketplace, right? So everything is visible in e-commerce, right? You can see everyone's pricing, product offering, right?
Correct.
What the difficult thing is, and you have the whole lot of promotions which the e-commerce websites allow, right? Discounts and vouchers, free shipping, and so on, right? My issue is I'm unable to understand who my customer is, So unlike in a modern traditional store, right? If you go, you sort of understand that the lady or the person who's shopping would be the decision maker, right? Over here, we are having a great difficulty in understanding the profile of, the customer in e-commerce. Can you give me any inputs which you can about how to make startup FMCG brand, more successful on an e-commerce platform?
First of all, I am actually a believer in omni-channel, not e-commerce alone per se. I always believe that physical and digital combination only will succeed profitably.
Fair enough.
Pure e-commerce is very difficult if you want profit. Or you have to be like Jeff Bezos, get investors who are willing to wait for 30 years. Then you can make it. or Elon Musk. They are people with visionary, with 30-year vision and all they are able to do. Otherwise, for most of us, we need to see profit at least in the next 3-4 years. We cannot be without it.
Yeah, that's right. 2 years. Yeah, at least 2 years.
Which means pure e-commerce, it's not possible. You should look at an omni play, wherein you have to connect with a set of regional retailers, place these products in a particular shelf against competition, see who's buying, who's not buying. Every buyer, that retailer will note down name, number, profile is there.
Yeah.
After that, find out how they have used it, what else they used it for. You do that circle, you can have clarity on that circular hole. What is the pain, gain, what jobs done, not done. Then you know what areas a product is working, what areas it is not working. Using that learning, you do to e-commerce. With e-commerce, it's like a universe. You will not know head or tail of who's using and why.
Yeah, correct.
So use the physical stores to understand customer, then use the e-commerce to expand.
Okay, sir.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think it's good advice. We've been thinking on same lines, but there's a lot more effort and organization for that, So we have to probably do that to get more visibility.
This is easy. Getting tie up with the retailer and doing sampling and doing all this is easy. You have to employ some promoters and create a shelf, branded shelf. You can do it in 3-4 weekends. You'll know.
Yeah, for sure.
And Malaysia is an advanced country. So it's much more organized.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Anybody else has a question?
Not a question. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, Rajesh is there. So Rajesh is there who was a living example. He was my team member in Max. So whatever I told in Max, are you vouching for it, Rajesh?
Yes, very much. I heard that you have a session and I couldn't resist log into the session and listen to the same understanding that I got.
Did not connect. You are from Annamlai.
No, I'm not. I just got the forward and then I couldn't resist. But
out of curiosity.
Yeah.
In fact, Rajesh was part of the whole business model implementation. Am I right?
Yes.
The second half he joined. Yeah, second half.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still in Jakarta, still in Indonesia.
Good. Very good.
It was very nice to hear to you back again.
Good. And now I'm using this business model for my own mentoring now. That's a tweak I have done.
Mr. Vasant Kumar, do you have any kind of weekend classes? How do you go about? How do you promote your mentorship?
Yeah, 1 minute. My laptop is draining. Just a minute. See, actually, I have, if you noticed my framework which I showed last, no, I am part of Samara Capital as a PE fund advisor. So I have devoted 2 days a week for them. That's the contract. 10 days a month. Okay. Then I am mentoring two companies, two SaaS startup, which is taking another 10 days or 7-8 days. So frankly, my working almost 4 days a week is already consumed in all this.
Yeah.
So what I don't solicit any new assignment because frankly there's lack of time. But what I can do is, if anybody wants me to help out in drawing their business model canvas one time, it's more a obligatory thing. I can help them to draw their canvas one time through a Zoom session. I can always help them. That's about it. I will not be able to engage on a continuous basis.
No. My suggestion is, suppose you have a 1 day morning to evening session in our, we have a club premises. We have a thing in Katipara. Probably Gopi can send out maybe a morning to evening session where, I mean, the next level, because only when people pay, they become serious, so they should think, and then we can have probably a morning 2-3 hours and an evening 2-3 hours where whatever you have said, we can be done a more detailed, and people can listen to it.
What you are saying is something like a workshop.
Like a workshop, yes. I think next level, Gopi, if that, because I think I'm sure many people who have had a sample of the presentation would like to explore further, and that could be a kind of a if you can spare a
possible
day,
possible. I can do it. See, one other in fact that is one of my
the reason is,
if you notice, I have done there's one. See, I have put mentoring SaaS startups, which is what I'm doing. I'm also doing the mentoring of CXOs. This thought leadership, I am slowly trying to do. It's question of time or availability also. So there, my interest is to do some speaker session, and also I'm looking at getting into social media on some new articles related to managing business in the current turbulent times. No, so I am planning that, but then the disposable time is limited. Yes, we can look at any session, but I will treat it like a speaker session than a workshop, because workshop there are people doing it. I can do it like a speaker session where I can address a set of team members on a particular topic in business model, because my domain is business model. Within the business model and team coaching, these are two things. If you look at the top, my focus is team coaching and business modeling. These are the two areas. Connected with these two, I can always, when I come to Chennai and all, I can always connect and do a session.
Oh, you're not in Chennai? I didn't know.
No, I'm in Bangalore.
Okay.
Because all the companies whom I worked are all Bangalore only. Madura Coats, Madura Garment. Even earlier, TTK Prestige. No, I was marketing cookers, pressure cookers. All Bangalore only. And Brook Bond, I worked in Brook Bond, part of Hindustan Lever.
So what do you say about your business at every step when you do your value propositions to them?
I showed you one chart. Now I take them step by step.
Okay.
Yeah, actually I have crammed too many into the one session. That's why each one will take 2 hours. See, I have a 6-stage model. I don't know whether you are seeing the page. You are able to see that?
Yes.
6-stage. I start. This is my coaching and mentoring process from current state. This is as is means current state of business. From the current state of business to the proposed. What is their vision? how they want to grow their business. What is their 3-year vision? So I plot their current status and their desired status 3 years from now as a business. Then I'll go about evaluating their team, evaluating the leadership, evaluating their business, and help them and mentor them in a stage manner. Stage 1, 2, 3, like that I put each stage. At each stage, what I'm doing also I have put down there.
Yeah.
As I told you, my job is to enable CEO and the CXOs to succeed in their business.
Yeah.
So both leadership, coaching, as well as the business angle, I integrate both. Both cannot be seen in isolation.
Okay.
If they have a big business model with a weak customer base, lack of clarity and all, I will make them sort that out first. Otherwise, I am wasting my time.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
This is the modeling. This is the business. This I have over a period of 2 years. It's a last 2 years. Pandemic helped me to also do online courses and all. I've done that, and then I have formulated this.
Very nice. Thank you.
I'm doing it for the past 7-8 months. I'm also learning as I am doing.
So one more small favor, sir. Sir, as I told, we were doing a sustainable packaging. My husband was already in this packaging field. So we started this boxes. We are doing this kind of boxes. It is food packaging boxes. Can you please help us in making the models? Actually, the problem again, the same problem I'm saying, how to bring a product to the customer.
See, what I can do is I will send you some template. Your husband can fill up the template, and then we can have a Zoom session where I can put down what I believe can be the model. That's all. As I told you, I can do it like one-off.
Okay,
sir. I cannot do it regularly.
Okay, sir.
The template will have some. You have heard of SWOT, no? Strength, weakness, opportunities.
Yes, sir.
You should do a SWOT analysis and then identify the prospective customers, that pain gain. So I will send you 2-3 templates. You are able to fill it up. Then we can have a session, and I will be able to put down what is the probable model which you have to test. Okay,
sir. How can we contact you, sir?
You can contact me through the LinkedIn. You have my name. No? You can mail me with your details. I'll send you the template. You send your email ID.
Okay, sir.
Through the LinkedIn.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. See, one thing I want to tell, I deliberately wanted to not to do consultancy because for me, I am focusing on leadership and team building and business rather than domain solutions. So if you notice, I have not got into any domain related. So whatever I'm going to do also through this what she's asking, it'll be more a business leadership level template only. Individual domain I will not know, neither I want to get into. Then that becomes consultancy, which I don't want to do.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. So it's more a mentoring approach I'm taking, not a consultancy approach. Mentoring approach means I will be working only with the CEO and leadership and only with respect to the overall strategy. I will restrict to strategy and leadership. That's all. Not into operational level.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That would be grateful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else has a question? PS, can you just sum up and sing the PS?
Good. I think we have also consumed our time also, I think.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you very much, sir. It was an excellent session. We all had a lot of takeaways from it, first of all.
It's a pleasure to talk to this group of alumni association also. I'm very happy to be a part of this session.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vasant. This is PS here. It was enlightening sessions. I was amazed by the questions that were asked. There were a lot of interest for people to get their business model canvas in place for their businesses. You've been a source of great inspire within the family. Thank you very much for this enlightening session. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shanmugam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Mr. Gopi, for coordinating and making this happen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.
Have a good day. Bye.